Welcome to One Man's Tracks, the secondhand music channel, to episode E of my 2026 26 letter A to Z collection expansion experiment, where I'm talking about all the enigmatic, eclectic, eventful, effective albums that I've collected, talked about, and want to get further into in the future. Like always, I love to hear everybody's favorite E bands down in the comments below. Maybe this time, because I don't have so many, I'd like to hear maybe a contemporary and a classic E band, even if it may seem excessive. Educate me. I need to keep this ever evolving, ever expanding E band collection growing. First and foremost, though, let me quickly educate you on a few bands that I personally love. They're endearing groups that engaged me, enthralled me. They're exalted, they're esteemed at this point. We've got Eat Static. We've got a playlist of all these E bands up there for you to check out. We've got Eels. We've got Eve 6, EMF, Jeremy Anick, Enigma, the Evaporators, as well as Extreme. Excellent collection of E-bands. So many, in fact, that it makes my E-band collection over here look rather emaciated. It might be an extreme statement, but man, what a meager showing. All I've got to show for E-bands besides those awesome ones is E40, the Eagles, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Easy E, Elastica, ELO, Eminem, Brian Eno. If I were to review any, it would probably be an Eno record. Erasure, Melissa Etheridge, Andre Etienne, Evanescence. We've got some Everlast albums. Ooh, I might actually think about getting into more Everything But the Girl, actually, now come to think about it. Sort of trip-hoppy vibes coming out of there, as well as Exchange. And since I don't have a whole lot of E-bands to talk about, I figured it's a good chance to get into a question I have when it comes to organizing collections. I have here Eddie Brickhill and the New Bohemians, Paul Simon's wife, great singer-songwriter, and it probably belongs in the B's, but it's kind of like a compound name, so the start is pretty definitive. Like Eddie is kind of what he comes at you. It could be an N band, it could be another B band with New Bohemians. It's a question that's going to come up again when I'm talking about the long list of artists and albums that I'm looking forward to finding when I'm looking through these secondhand shelves. So let me know where you'd put this, as well as a number of these albums. If any of these artists don't belong, let me know, but I think I've sorted them out. Besides maybe the Earl Sweatshirt of them all. Came out with a great album last year, but is he an S band? I don't know if I ever consider him Mr. Sweatshirt, so I'm going to keep him in the E's for now. Discuss in the comments, please, below, as well as when it comes to Sharon Van Etten and the Attachment Theory. Is she an S band? I've got her in the E bands here. Is she an A band with the Attachment Theory? Please, discuss. Where do you put it? I need to know. Let's get slamming through all the rest of the excellent E bands that I am always out looking for, trying to find these guys. Where are they? Someone donate them to the shop near me. Eagles of Death Metal, Earth Gang. There's two bands I discovered called East of Eden. One's from Japan, and I think another one's like a British proggy jazz group. Both cool, both totally different ends of the spectrum. Maybe check them out. We've got the Easy Beats, Echo and the Bunnymen, couple of classics, Econoline Crush, Canadian alt rock, Ego Likeness, Eiffel, not to be confused with Eiffel 65, Einstürzen Neubauten. We've got the Ejected, LP, the band Elbow, and there are so many bands that have electric as kind of the primary word in their name. I already said ELO, but there is a bunch that didn't make the list. Here are the ones that did. Some standout electric bands. You got Electric Flag, Funeral, Guest, Moon. You got the Electric Pop Group. You got Prunes, the Electric Prunes, Electric Six, Electric Wizard, Electro Group. It goes on and on. Please tell me your favorite electric band down in the comments. Let me know. We are going further into Elephant Tree, Elevator Drops, 11 Pond, Elysian Fields. We've got a guy named Emil who released a great album last year in collaboration. Something about crows, murder of crows. It's really, really striking. I like that record a lot. Emperor, Empire of the Sun. Got some electro pop bops, I guess. It kind of gets a little old fast, but I'd probably pick it up for a few bucks. En Vogue, The English Beat, English Dogs. We got a few Scandinavian groups coming in, some metal bands. Ensiferum from Finland, Enslaved from Norway, and Entombed from Sweden. It's a far cry coming at you from Canada to try to pick up some Scandinavian death metal, but I can always put it on the list and cross my fingers, right? Further on, Enough's Enough. We've got EPMD. Oh, that would be cool to get some of that classic hip-hop in my life. We've got the Ergs. Speaking of classic hip-hop, Eric B. Is that a B group? Is that a B band? I'd put him in my E bands for now. We've also got 3 different bands called Esoteric. We've got the Rapper, we've got the British kind of funeral doom metal group, and we've got the American, they're called The Esoteric, I think, but they're more of a straightforward thrash metal group. Further, we're going into the Essence. The Essence! Estelle. I couldn't believe I missed an Estelle record that came out last year. Worth checking out. Quite enjoyable. Eternal Champion. Sharon Van Etten, one of my favorite albums of all last year. Check out that list I made. All great records. Europe. Eve. Even As We Speak. Every Time I Die. The Everly Brothers. Everything, Everything. Great band I need in my collection. X-Cult, X-Re, X-Void, album I discovered thanks to going through E-bands. Exit 13, another just so fun. What a great fun group. Oh my goodness. I would never have found them if not for just going through every single letter and researching what I could check out and what jumps out at me. So, Exit 13, Exodus, The Exploding Hearts. We've got Explosions in the Sky. We've got Executive Slacks, The Exploited. We've got Extreme Noise Terror, Idea, and I Hate God. Holy moly. An awesome list of albums that I cannot wait to find in my hands if I can ever get so lucky to do so. So, let me know. Tell me your most wanted, most favorite E-bands in your collection. I can't wait to see you on the F-bands. Take all the best care. F-bands coming up real soon.